walked down here and found the coolest thing laying in the grass. Look at that. He made this little feeder for the chickens. He's made 4 of them.
Sometimes homesteading's hard, and today is one of those days for us. We were working on a chicken tractor. One of the pigs started squealing a lot. As we got there, what he had done is he'd been laying in their wet place that they have and had scooted under the electric fence. Started getting shocked. He's laying in water and it shocks him every little bit. And he's not able to get up, because if he stands up into it and it shocks him again. So he's laying there getting shocked over and over, and every time he moved further under it. By the time I got there and we got it turned off, it had shocked him so much that he was dying. And you know, we weren't sure what to do. I tried pumping his heart, giving him as much artificial respiration as I could there, or at least CPR, not wasn't doing artificial respiration. He was breathing okay, but his heart was gone, and just couldn't do it. He was gone right there while I watched him.
So I called a place to have them process him, and they won't take him because he's down. They have to walk in.
Yeah.
And so we have to do this ourselves. Austin's on his way over. Pray for us.
Austin and I aren't as afraid of doing it as Renda is. We would prefer to do it under less duress. This is certainly not what we had in mind, and I would rather that the pig wasn't under stress when he died. But this is a homesteading thing. You deal with what you got, so we've got to figure it out from here. Next week I go to the class to learn how to do this. I ought to be really ready for that class by then.
Last you saw us, we were under duress. And now we're ready for bed.
Yeah, finally.
It's been it took about 2:30 to 7:30, 5 hours?
For everything, yeah.
For everything. Austin came over. He brought someone who had experience in big game. I believe we said that we tried to call a processor, and they will not.
The pig has to walk in.
Take any pig that can't walk in, and we totally understand that.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, there's no way they know what's happened, and
the irony is that Jim was going to be taking a class next week all day that we paid for at Homesteaders of America conference on butchering a pig, from Andy and Doug from Hand Hewn. And now he'll have a lot of questions.
Well, I had a lot of questions. I'm going to be much more tuned in on their explanations. It's going to mean a lot more. The anatomy is a lot clearer in my head, and the way, just what it takes to do a pig right. And I know a lot of what we did was more based on big game today and not so much what should happen to a pig. And it's created some additional work that we'll have to do later. And
well, what we have done is...
But we saved the meat. So that was the crucial part of this.
The tragedy is the way that the pig died, and we take responsibility for that. It was just oversight on our part of putting their water hole too close to the electric fence.
It hadn't been a problem. Typically when they get shocked, they get away from it.
The fence is undone now. We have another fence around it. I don't care if the fence never goes back on. So we'll see. Anyway, we were able to process it. we looked on the directions of how to do it on so many different websites and Alumna's and a whole bunch of different things, and found out that we can freeze the meat and cure it later. There's no difference in that. So we cut up a lot of pieces. The ribs are all cut up and they are vacuum packed.
It's essentially quartered. It's really the way, roughly what we've done. So from the class next week, what I'm going to learn is how to do the cuts correctly. That's really the big part of the class, and how to cure it. So those are two things that still need to happen. So I'll be learning those, but I'm going to be asking a lot of questions about all the way from putting the animal down to
taking the skin off,
removing the skin properly, and being able to recover all the meat from it, because we're concerned we might be wasting some of it just the way that we took it off. It's going to be hard to get some of it,
but we'll work it.
We'll
Austin was absolutely amazing.
Austin almost got a ticket on his way getting here.
I called him crying. He dropped work and came, bless his heart.
It was good to have his help, but lots more hands, lots more bodies, because this, it's a good sized pig. It's probably close to 200 pounds.
No, it was over 200 pounds.
I'm thinking it was. I mean, it was.
Well, it was 195 last week. He's been gaining at least a pound a day.
Yeah. So, but right at 200. So a lot of pig to handle, and.
So anyway, our meat is cooling right now. And I've got it in the freezer so that it will cool down real fast, but I'm taking it out before I go to bed. And we've cleared out our refrigerator. It's all going in the refrigerator so that it can be in the refrigerator for 24 hours before I put it in the freezer. So that, I'm just going to treat it the same way I would a chicken.
Yeah.
And we're thrilled that we were able to save the meat.
We weren't ready for this. We don't have the right equipment. We don't have the right knives. We don't have a place to hang it up. We didn't have a way to keep it.
Use the clothesline.
Not the clothesline, but the pole for the clothesline.
Yeah.
So we were in no way prepared for this. We hadn't thought it through. We hadn't looked into everything. So if just one of those things, it was bad timing, but very much.
Yeah, we were
helped us crystallize what it's going to be a lot easier for us to justify what we need to do to be ready now.
So we have a very long list to do before we leave town on Thursday morning. And by the way, let me say right now that there will be no live this week because we will be on the road. So no live video from us this week, and not sure about next week. If we do next week, it'll be from the Homesteaders of America conference, because that's where we'll be. He'll be in his workshop on Thursday. We'll try to do it. We just don't know what the reception will be like.
Yeah, it'd be great if we could do it from there.
So anyway, appreciate you coming along. We really chose to not have the camera be part of any part except to just show what had happened at the very beginning. It was too hard, and it was not something that needed to be seen.
It was very real, and this wasn't an educational opportunity for everybody else. For us, it was. We definitely learned a lot, but it was more of a salvage operation than an educational opportunity. So.
I can't say thank you enough to Chris and Austin for being here. It was very wonderful. So, homesteading is an adventure, and I won't say never a dull moment, but the chicken tractor is not completed because we were in the middle of doing that when we ran over to take care of the pigs, and we have one more chicken tractor to make before tomorrow. So.
Show them your arm.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, here's my arm. I have red inflammation down like this and like this. I'm not going to open this right now. I got bit by a brown recluse spider yesterday, and there's a place on my arm about that long and that wide that is going to become necrotic and kills the tissue, and I'm watching it shrink. So I've got Neosporin on it and bandages to keep it moist and keep it clean so I don't get any infection. It's been a good couple of days. I'm ready for vacation. Whoo!
But it's all part of it, and this is something you need to be ready for. And you know, it's hard to always be ready because there are so many demands, so much going on. We're so busy, and you can't anticipate everything, no matter what you do. But you need to be ready to deal with the surprises and find the solutions and overcome the difficulties.
Well, before anything bad happened, today I had a friend come over and we made a really nice fire pit.
Now she's having a group of teenage girls tomorrow coming over for a thing around the fire.
Just sit and relax around the fire.
Yeah.
Before we go.
But we're ready for that.
We're ready.
And she started on doing the covering for our covered plot that has the beans in them.
So you know our green beans, you know how much we've been waiting for them. They're going to come in while we're gone. So my dear friend is going to come over and harvest them for me and put them in the refrigerator for me. Can't believe it.
But we're going to be able to have a cover over them
for the
help
shade.
Them, for the shade, but also as the temperature starts to drop, so we can keep them producing. I mean, these are bush beans. They're going to produce for a while.
No, these
just
all at
once and done.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, our bush beans in Utah did over and over and over. I got a pan every morning, remember?
Yeah.
Every night and every morning.
There will still be fresh beans when we get home. That's my prediction.
Okay. Just going to take this moment to tell you that we are so excited to go on this vacation. And when we get back, then we plan to take all of the recipes that all of our subscribers that did 12 weeks to Heartiness or is still doing 12 weeks to Heartiness, all of you got those free, the 5 recipes a week. And I'm going to put the entire 60 recipes plus a few more into cookbook form that will go on sale along with my Mornings Begin with Breakfast cookbook.
So as an ebook, are you going to make it? As an
ebook, I am going to make it into hardback or paperback.
Paperback.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right.
That'll be fun.
We're going to say goodnight now.
Thanks for being part of this journey. It's fantastic. I know we're not alone in these types of things. That was our day.